And Homebox Office makes the final decision. Let's see who the chosen ones are for the main trio of the Harry Potter series after the intro. Stay tuned. Hello, Pop Culture Society. We're back. Let's talk about Harry Potter. The main trio has finally been announced. Harry, Ron, and Hermione, who had fans on the edge of their seats, afraid of drastic changes, not only compared to their movie versions, but also to the descriptions in the books. The choice for Snape sparked an online discussion, a controversy, and all that. People were expecting that some character would be drastically changed in their appearance in this series. But Homebox Office decided to play it safe. They played it soft, they played it easy, and they really chose 3 kids who will have the job of playing the main trio and will grow older along with the seasons of the series. They're planning 10 seasons, 1 for each of the books, expanding on what was already seen in the movies and adapting it to the series format with cliffhangers, with seasons, episodes, and all that stuff we already know from other series. So in a way, it's going to be a different product. It's not the book. It won't be written like the books. It won't have the characteristics of a novel, and it won't have the characteristics of a movie script. A series script works differently. The audience is different. It targets a different consumer behavior. And all of this will lead to changes in the way this story is told. You can be sure of that. If you already think it's very different from what you remember from the book or the movie, the tendency is for it to get even more different, I'm sorry to tell you. But who are the 3 chosen ones? Dominic McLaughlin will be Harry Potter, Arabella Stanton will be Hermione Granger, and Alistair Stout will be Ron Weasley. Come on, let's go one at a time. First of all, Dominic, Harry Potter, just looking at the release photo, you have a boy who really fits with Harry Potter. Put some glasses on him, a scar on his forehead, and the bangs to the side. I think it's settled, at least in terms of appearance. The bill, now we just need to know if he's a good actor. He's a bit inexperienced too. Given his age, you can't expect much. He did a part in a film called Grow, which hasn't been released yet, but this is his first work on television, or streaming in this case. He must have impressed the casting team, and there he is with that sly little smile. From Harry Potter, then we'll talk about Ron Weasley. Let's talk about the redhead who, to the relief of many people, from what I'm seeing on social media, is actually a redhead. I mentioned this in another video on the channel, guys. This character doesn't change. They're not going to make his hair black. They're not going to make his hair blonde. He is described several times. It's important that he's a redhead in the books, and even in the movie, they're not going to change that, and they didn't change it. I've seen people complaining that his eyes aren't green, that his eyes are brown, but then you're being too harsh. Calm down, it's not like that either. The boy is already a redhead. He's already going against the redhead genocide, which is often reported here by you guys. We have a redhead there, and we can expect that the father, the mother, and the siblings are also redheads, because that's described like that in the books very often, and no one would back down from that. He also doesn't have experience, hasn't done anything besides television commercials, but his charm and confidence may have been important for his choice as Ron Weaver. The loyal friend and sidekick of Harry Potter. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? That character who was there, right? Because when it's a girl, it's harder, right? When it's a girl, it's harder. People pay more attention. They want to know if she's going to be the same. And then we had 2 the same, right? The same book in the same movie. Especially after Emma Watson stopped being a little girl and became a sex symbol, became a desired woman. It gets really weird, man, judging a little girl, wanting her to look like a grown woman, right? It's strange. Be careful with the comments here. Okay, so you don't get misunderstood. Yeah, but Arabella Stanton is chosen among the 3. She's by far the one with the most experience. She's by far the one who has done the most projects. Theater, she did musicals, she played Matilda, had leading roles in musicals, and the girl sings, dances, acts, rides horses, plays rock. She's a phenomenon. She's much more prepared than the other two. And maybe that's why more is expected from her on set. And for sure on social media, people will expect a lot from her. I saw a lot of people commenting about her teeth, that she's a bit toothy, just like in the book descriptions. And that's really cool. The hair too, if you see her as Matilda, you see Hermione. At least the way I imagine her when reading the books. But she doesn't look like Emma Watson. She doesn't have the Snow White skin like Emma Watson. I'm sorry. It's not a striking characteristic of the character like Ron's red hair. And there's been a trend in that direction since the Harry Potter play, where a black actress was chosen for the role. I think the trio really covers the cultural diversity in England. There are people of Indian descent, Jamaican, people from Wales, Normans, French. There's a bit of everything there. So that cultural melting pot that England is and always has been since the Roman invasion is represented in this trio. If they're trying to bring cultural and ethnic diversity in England into this trio, I think it's actually pretty well done, including the supporting characters too. So that was the Harry Potter trio. Just reminding you that the idea isn't to make a sequel to the movies. It's a complete reboot. It's a different style for a different audience, for a new generation. And you, Harry Potter fan who's already in your 30s, who already has that sense of nostalgia coming in and is getting disappointed with some changes, with some alterations, just know that you're invited to the party, but the party isn't for you, man. The party is for a new generation. This has been happening for a long time. Harry Potter is adapting its losing touch with the movies and becoming something more generic to later become a new product. This is a process that's underway. The Harry Potter products that are tied to the movies are getting cheaper and cheaper. Stores are getting rid of them because there's a new generation coming. New Harry Potter fans are on the way, and they're trying to make it work for a new generation. Of course, they're respecting the old fans and inviting them to enjoy this new season too. But if your case is hating it because it's not like you remember or like it was when you were a kid, here's some news. That's not the intention. So no one is failing at this. On the contrary, they're actually getting it right. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be back soon with more pop culture topics. After the intro, you'll see some channel options for you to click and stay with me a little longer. See you later. See you soon. See you in a bit. Bye. Amen.